Danny Andrew again. One of the things that's important to talk about when you live with a mental illness, you have a procession of exes. Yeah, sad but true. I have 3 ex-husbands and a collection of ex-boyfriends. And it's sad to say, but I do. And it's not that I am bragging about this or going, oh yeah, I've had so many boyfriends. It's not like that. It really isn't. It's not that I set out to conquer the world of ex-boyfriends and see how many I could get, or I'm that hot or anything like that. The truth of the matter is that relationships don't work really well when you're trying to work out things with a mental illness. And what's happened many times, now that I've written this book, usually I've been through about 10 years of counseling. And that includes the 28 days in the treatment center. So I have been in school longer than most psychologists, if you want to figure it up like that. But they don't give you degrees for being in counseling for 10 years. UNM isn't going to call me up and say, yo, Danny, we're going to give you a degree for that. It doesn't work that way. I still have to go to class. Yes, I'm working on my degree. But the thing about it is, relationships don't work well until you work your stuff out. You have to work on it. When you've got baggage, you have to work on it. You have to work it out. And I have worked on my baggage. I have worked on relationships. I worked on housekeeping. I have worked on paying bills. I have worked on being a friend. There's a lot of things that I've worked on in my personal life. And personally, I think that makes me a better candidate. But the thing is I've quit. It's not that I've quit looking in a relationship, and I shouldn't even say this so that it goes out on the internet, but I've come to the point in my life that I'm not looking for a potential partner because I'm busy, I don't have time, and I'm not. And the thing about it is someday when I'm not looking, it'll show up. Someone will show up. Whatever. And I'm fine with that. And I'm really fine with that because I've reached that point where it doesn't really matter anymore, relationship-wise, that when you're in a relationship with someone, you have to accept them for who they are. And they have to accept you for who they are. And the interesting part about it is most guys who meet me go, oh, you're an author. What do you write about? Oh, I write about living successfully with mental illness. Oh, okay. And you've written a book, huh? And the ones that are brave enough to actually read it are usually gone in a pretty short order. The man who's brave enough to read this book and come back for a second date, I will know. And the ones who think they're brave enough, I'll see right through you. But the thing about it is there's a chapter in there on relationships, because I've done a lot of studying on relationships and how they should be done. And I think I've learned a lot. I know I have 3 ex-husbands, and one, I haven't seen him forever. One, we get along with okay. One of them, not so much. And that's okay. It's okay because it's his decision to not get along so much, because it's a two-way street. But the thing about it is, in this in this story, I went to each of them and I made amends for my part. Not to rehash everything that went wrong in the relationship, but I made amends for my part. And once you sit down and you go through a list of 4 pages long and you make amends on a list that's single-spaced 4 pages long of people you've hurt, you're a lot more careful about hurting people again. You really start paying attention. It's called a 4th step, if you ever want to know what that really is. The 12 steps, they're pretty fabulous. And I've been through it. Not for AA, for Codependence Anonymous, but I have the ultimate respect for the 12 steps. You get your stuff together. And this little book is going to help you do it. It really is.